Hello and welcome guys. I am Nachiket Vavekar. As previously we have discussed that we are going through the revision of solid state, and in previous lecture we have seen two derivations, and we were today going to see the third derivation for face centered cubic crystal. And in face centered cubic crystal we are going to do some construction, and based on that we are going to see the packing efficiency, percentage of packing efficiency in face centered cubic crystal. I suggest you to go through the first revision lecture and then see this lecture, so that you will get the link of these lectures. And in that, while we were deriving, we had a common formula which is applicable for all the three derivations. So go through that formula also. We are going to use that formula in this derivation. First, we are going to construct a cube in face centered cubic crystal. When we are going to consider the face of that cube, now here I am writing down the projection of the face of that cube, only face. In this, at the corners we are having 1/8 part of atom, and in between them there is a half atom present in this cube. Now when we join these two corners, or these two corners of the cube, the line passes through the atoms where this measures to be r, this is r, and this counts to be as 2r. If we write the edge length, this will be a, and this will name as b, because we have constructed that, and we'll name this triangle as ABC. Now the task for us is that we have to find out the edge length. That edge length will help us to derive the percentage packing efficiency. So to find the value of A, first we will write down in triangle ABC by using Pythagoras theorem. We can write that A square plus A square is equal to B square. So that is what 2A square is equal to B square. From the figure we can say that B is equal to 4R. Adding all the R values, so we can substitute the value of B in this case. We get 2A square is equal to 4R bracket square. Taking the square root from both the sides, we can write that square root of 2A is equal to 4R. Now rearranging, we get the value of R as square root of 16R upon square root of 2. These squares can be taken common, and we get square root of 16 by 2 into r, which is equal to square root of 8r. Here we are having the value of a as square root of 8r. Next we have to find out what percentage packing efficiency. Percentage packing efficiency. For that we are knowing the formula where volume of sphere means volume occupied by the atoms, volume of sphere upon volume of cube. Now we are knowing volume of sphere, that is to be as 4/3 pi r cube. But when we go through the structure of this crystal unit, we should know how many spheres are there. So for this we will multiply this volume of sphere by n, where n is what? Total number of atoms present in that crystal unit. So the volume of cube can be written as a cube, and we are knowing the value of a, we can substitute it. Next task is that we have to find out the value of n, where n is what? Total number of atoms present in that crystal unit. To find out the total number of atoms, we are knowing that half of the atom is present at the face of each cube. There are 6 faces, so we can write 1/2 into 6 plus there is 1/8 part of atom present at each corner, and there are 8 corners. So we can write 1/8 into 8. So this is what 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. That means what? There are total 4 atoms present in FCC crystal unit. By substituting these values, we can find out the percentage packing efficiency. So we can write that percentage packing efficiency is equal to 4 into 4 4 by 3 pi r cube divided by volume of cube, that will be written as a cube, and substituting the value of a over here, we will get root 8 r bracket cube. Now taking the cube of the denominator, 16 by 3 pi r cube upon 8 root 8 r cube. R cube get cancelled, and when we do the log calculations, substituting the value of pi as 3.414, by substituting the value of pi and carrying out log calculations, we can find the value as we get the percentage as 74%. Here we are going to multiply this answer by 100. Is this clear? So 74% of the cube is occupied by the atoms in FCC. If we try to compare the packing efficiency, in that simple cubic crystal has majority of the void spaces. It is only 52% occupied, other is void spaces. And then we are having BCC and FCC. FCC is highly occupied, BCC is like 68% occupied, FCC is 74% occupied, and simple cubic is 52% occupied. This occupancy or the void spaces are studied so that when we are making semiconductors or trying to prepare semiconductors, these void spaces play a very important role over there. When we will be studying the band theory and that part, in that part we will understand the percentage or the role of packing efficiency. In that the derivations are completed, and next we are going to see the defects present in that solid. If the defects are not there, it is not possible for the existence of solid, means as the real gases does not exist. Similarly, real solids or pure solids, exact solids do not exist. There are always defects present in them, and those defects only result into formation of crystals. I'll give you an example. As we are knowing that sugarcane juice is used to make jaggery also and to make sugar also. The process followed is same, but at a certain point, instead of jaggery, we get sugar. Why? Because in those boilers, pre-crystallized crystals of sugar are used and they are added in that boiler. When these seeds are added, means these crystals are added, these crystals act as seeds, and those crystals initiate further crystallization. If the crystals are not added, then that juice will get converted into jaggery. Similarly, we have carried out practicals for 11th and 12th where we have seen purification of crystals. In that purification of crystals also, you might have observed how the crystals are observed. They start forming from the surface of that glass where impurities are present. Means what? Impurities are very important. They result into formation of solids. We have also majorly seen videos on YouTube where the bottle is taken out from the refrigerator. First, it is in liquid state, and when we disturb that water or when we tap on that water bottle, the ice is directly formed and the bottle gets frozen. Means what? We are applying energy to that water. There is formation of crystallization. That crystallization results into further crystallization of the solids. In that way, defects result into formation of crystals, and these defects also give the properties of those solids. Similarly, we are now going to see the defects present in that solid. There are two types of defects, majorly point defect and line defect. We will see them in the form of flow chart. How many defects are there? There are two types of defects. First one is line defect and other one is point defect. This point defect is further divided into three parts that we will see. But first we'll understand what is line defect. Now imagine this is a line of molecules which are, or the layers of molecules which are placed on one another. In this, what happens is one of the line breaks and the remaining lines adjust themselves in such a way that there is a formation of defect. and this kind of defect is known as line defect. As you can see, this line is not continued, this line is discontinued, and we are observing a defect present over here. Okay.